The way the standard was tonight, how nervous were you with the start of the game and the penalty kills right off the hop and then the second period?
Yeah, I mean, but I got a lot of confidence in the penalty killing, and they've been doing really good lately. And I think just before the playoffs started, the two games, Doobie let the first goal go in on the first shot on both games, and then shut the door. So I wasn't worried. I thought, okay, this is going to work out.
As physical as they were with you in games 1 and 2, how important was it to come back and show that you guys can be equally as physical tonight?
Well, I think we matched their physicality. We just got to watch taking penalties when both teams were really emotional, I think, and at the beginning, and you have to worry about getting penalties and getting behind the 8 ball when that happens.
Bruce, was this the response you expected, or just was needed?
It was needed and hoped. You know, I mean, it's a really good team over there. But I still think we can play better. But we built today. I mean, there's building blocks to getting better. But there was times where I thought we had individuals or the whole team concept of the game, we didn't play as well as we could.
Was it a matter, you think, of being at home, the desperation of not going down 3, or were you guys maybe just finally ticked off of what happened through 1 and 2?
Well, I think everybody knows if you lose game 3 how difficult it is, and I mean especially playing these guys. So I mean, you didn't want to get down 3. I mean, I think desperation is the best word, and knowing what that could do. I mean, but it's still when you're down 2, it's still a big hurdle, and I mean they'll be a lot better next game. I mean, I don't think it helped that they had to fly and go back home and come in here the day of the game. The routines get all messed up, and but now that they've got a couple days to rest, they'll be much better.
Pretty emotional goal celebration by Eric Stahl. What goes through your mind on the bench when you see your big guy get going like that?
Well, you know that when he's going, that usually the rest of the team is going, and I thought we got really good games from our big players. Mikko played really solid, and Eric played really solid, and then Dumba, Brodin, and I could mention all the defense I thought were really good.
The rookies showed up too, Bruce.
Pardon me?
The rookies showed up too. You think they fed off that tone by the vets?
Yeah, I thought Seals, I mean, he's not playing like a guy that has only played 20 games in the NHL before.
What has he brought wholly to your team in the last 25?
Well, I think he's brought a lot of physicality, which we didn't have before. We were good skating, defense, move the puck well, but Seals brings a physical aspect to the game, which really helps the other guys.
Why does the fourth line continue to make its presence known, do you think?
They're playing hard, and they're big, physical guys, and they've got good hockey sense for the most part. So, I mean, they were. I thought the shift where Foligno hit 2 or 3 guys is the one that sort of turned it all around for us and got the crowd into it, and we sort of went well from there.
Bruce, you guys have more experience, your players have more experience in the playoffs than the Jets. How much stock do you put into that as being any kind of factor in today's game, which is a youthful game, and yet, that's the one area the Jets can't control, is they can't gather that experience until they go through it.
I was thinking about this watching the games yesterday, and I don't know how much stock it is, because every player on the team, on both teams, has been in situations where they've had to, like playoff situations or World Cup or things of that nature, where you learn from that. So, I mean, some people could say we're old too, I mean, rather than experienced. So, but there's a calmness on the bench when Eric or Mikko look down on you, down at you, and say, "Good job, kid." Like when Greenway gets the goal, I would venture to guess that if that was me in that position, I'd be pretty pumped that your captains and leaders are giving you a pat in the back.
How happy are you that Greenway, just after what you said, might have been arguably the best forward in Winnipeg, is finally rewarded in a game where he looked like he continued to play great even without the goal.
Yeah, no, he's playing well. It really bodes well for the future here. And I mean, it's like your training camp acquisition not training camp, sorry, your trade acquisition, trade deadline day without making a trade. And he's really shown that that was a good move on our part.
Based on
Those first two games, based on those first two games, that goal ended by Dubnyk first could have been a real backbreaker. Why wasn't it?
Well, I think the crowd was into it. We got a couple power plays after that, and I think the 5-on-3 when we scored the goal in the first period, finally, it made us believe that we could get another one. And when we got the lead, it was again one of those things that you're playing against a great team, and you say, "Wow, we got the lead." So when the crowd gets behind you, it's the same as in Winnipeg. When the crowd gets behind them, they're tough teams to beat. That's why both teams, I think, have great home records.
Why was it just easier to get through the neutral zone and get the forecheck and get to the crease?
Well, it wasn't that much easier.
You just did it more often, I guess.
I mean, we knew about it, and there was something we talked about a lot. But believe you me, there was enough times that they stood up and stopped us that we'll be watching on the video tomorrow on how we can do that better.
Bruce, you talk about Dubnyk's body language all the time being indicative of where he's at. He's had some interesting moments, but he's had a couple of great games in Winnipeg, and then he was able to sort of bounce back.
Well, he straightened it out and made some key saves for us. Goalies are amazing people that they can let those things go and come back and play great. I guess it's like a lot like a golfer making a bad shot. The good ones can let that shot go and look forward to the next shot. And I think Doobie's in that category.
How much did those back-to-back kills in the second period change the momentum of that game and set up the 3 goals there? You scored in 3:40.
Well, I mean, anytime you can kill a penalty against this team, it's a great do, whatever the word is. But and there were some guys anxious to play. And when you take back-to-back penalties, or you take a lot of penalties, there's a lot of guys sitting on the bench because we use the same guys killing penalties. So they had a lot of not only emotion and passion, but a lot of energy when they got on the ice. So it was good to see that we killed them, and that got the crowd more into it again. And then the third and fourth line really working hard for keeping the puck in, and after that, and to get the rest of the group going.